everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Radiorama, where I show you how to work on radios, primarily. I used to say televisions, but I haven't gotten one of those in a long time. And this time we have a Zenith Model 5, well, Y513. I think these nicknames on these guys are Big Mouth Zenith because the entire front end of this thing is just a gigantic speaker. This is pretty unique because for whatever reason, the person that bought this thing never chose to take the sticker off from the store, which says, "This Zenith has console-tone 6x9 giant speaker." So the smart people at Zenith decided, let's stick a car speaker in a little cabinet. This one even has a tone control, which is pretty nice. You can adjust the bass or treble. I'm looking at the dial here. I'm too lazy to look up the model, but it's definitely post 1955 because we have this CD mark here, which means civil defense. I have it plugged in already. I was told it worked when it was donated, so I have no reason to believe that it might not still work. And it's warming up. Zeniths are pretty good quality in my opinion. Usually it seems like they work about 60-70% of the time, and often on the original components. There we go.
And about the Chinese.
Los sábados y los domingos hay una ventana.
That she mistook her
Dealing with this team of health officials.
other brand.
New COVID case.
Weatherman.
Carols and have you signed for the family radio ad.
Trying to find some music.
正收聽嘅係 AM
Choices. This Christmas, the bait.
Jackson by him. The gun gets the high snap, sets the passes on, goes the pass inside.
Seems like it's having an awful lot of interference. I usually have this issue with my lights because I like having exactly 10,000 LED and fluorescent lights around my workbench so I can see what I'm doing. But it could be some other things. This probably has the original tired old capacitors inside. We could have an issue with one of the tubes. Who knows? I haven't even taken the back off of it yet. But we'll find out soon enough as I take it apart and we peer inside to look at its innards. Well, the fact that when I released the screws they made a cracking noise like they'd never been moved was pretty indicative that I don't think it's ever been worked on. And furthermore, even all the tubes look original, which is phenomenal. I kind of wonder, all the hardware has this very undisturbed appearance to it. I'm wondering if for real someone bought this and just never did anything. They never had to work on it. It's never been opened. Look at all the dust bunnies. We've even got what looks like a factory stamp. Looks like it's also one of Zenith's early attempts at PCB boards. I've worked on this model before. They're kind of a pain in the ass. But the fact that it actually still works means there's no issues with the traces in the bottom. So I'll stop yammering. I got to unsolder these leads. We'll pull this out. Probably going to take it out in the yard and use my air tool to blow all the dust bunnies off before I start working on it. Well, I tell you, this is about the cleanest chassis I've seen in a while. All I did is I blew off the dust bunnies. And it's perfectly clean underneath there. Now, what we need to do is replace the electrolytic capacitors, which is this can here. I'm trying to get it to where it shows up. Well, anyway, there's an 80 microfarad and a 40 microfarad capacitor. And there's little shapes that are basically indented in there. There's a square and a triangle. Square is the 80, 40 is the triangle. And here's the tricky part, is that those shapes are underneath that capacitor, and you can't see the shapes because you can't see the bottom of the can. So we'll need to remove this capacitor to determine which value is which. And what I tend to do is I will mark the side of the capacitor with a pen. And that way when I pull it out of there, I won't get disoriented as far as how it went in there, and I can use that as a key to determine which value is which. But what we need to do is come in here and desolder all of those lugs. And we use a special tool that has a very unique name. It's called a solder sucker. And the way it works is it's like a little spring-loaded syringe, except in reverse. Push the button, it creates a vacuum, and when you heat up these little individual areas with the soldering iron, then you push that button, and it sucks the solder out of there, and you can loosen it. And I would advise that you take your time and be patient when you're doing this, because these boards are pretty flimsy. So you want to be gentle. Try to get as much solder as you can, and then gently pull the capacitor out of its socket. Well, there's so little. Why is it filming upside down? Oh well, what the heck, it doesn't matter. Anyway, there's not many caps to replace here. There was a grand total of 4, the 2 electrolytics and then 2 paper caps, and the rest of them are all ceramic. So it's pretty quote-unquote solid state. What I also have to do is when you take the can out, the can body acts as a joint grounding for a bunch of different connections in the set. So you have to run a jumper cable between those to compensate for the lack of that can serving as the bridge. The last thing I'm going to do is clean the volume pot. There's a little slot right here. I'm going to use a little handy dandy deoxit. It's probably way more than I needed to put in there, but you work it back and forth. I wipe off that excess when I'm done here, and then I'll do the tone control as well. Swear to God, I hope that I never light my bench on fire. All the oil and WD-40 and stuff that I've soaked in here over the years probably makes it pretty flammable. Oh well. Anyway, the electronics are probably on their way to being done. I'm going to give it a test fire to make sure I didn't mess anything up, which is always a possibility, especially on the ones where you're like, this is so simple, I've got it in the can, and then you mess up anyway. By the way, my elderly cat's doing a lot better now, as witnessed by her making her chirpy noises. Not you, Kemper. Peanut. Peanut! Here she is. How you doing? Good girl. Anyway, she's running away because she wants me to like go rub her face in my stinky shoes. But anyway, she's doing a lot better. Good for a 21-year-old cat. Ain't you, Peanut?
New exercise bikes. Without a doubt, a very special tool to help me get healthier. The problem is 3 days go by, then 4.
Well, it seems like the radio is working pretty good on it now.
And I'm sitting at the kitchen table.
Sensitivity is definitely a lot better.
All I've been saying, have you talked about X as opposed to, why haven't you talked about Delta?
Grape leaves will transport your taste buds to a little seaside Spanish village. Let the magic of Iberia's aromas, delicious lamb chops, roasted peppers, or grilled quail conjure images of the Rioja countryside.
I can't wait to have roasted quail for Christmas. Anyway, looks like electrically, the radio section is now done. And I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and do the non-mind requiring part of the process, which is cleaning up and polishing the set. Sorry, I've been like busting my rear on many radios to get ready for a major show that's happening on Saturday. So this is the last project of the evening before I decide to throw in the towel as far as getting sets ready for the show on Saturday. All right, it is showtime. I'm at the USS Hornet CV-12. There was a original Hornet before this one. I think the Hornet's been used on ships dating back to the Revolutionary War. But this replaced CV-8, which unfortunately sunk to the bottom of the ocean. This one saw active duty from World War II all the way up until almost the end of the Vietnam War, and we're going to be having our auction on the hangar deck, which extends the length of the ship. Obviously, we're not going to use all that space because it's huge. But anyway, got a bunch of stuff I need to start unloading, including a lot of the sets that yours truly has worked on over the last year or so to get ready. So I'll see you inside. Well, the scissor jack apparently is broke. And so I've been going up and down these gangplank stairs about 50,000 times.
So they don't have a backup?
I don't know. Anyway, it's not working. So either we're gonna have to bring it up manually, which kind of sucks, or they'll fix it. We'll find out. All right, so we finally got everything on board the ship, and I'm just taking a little lunch break here. You forget how far up in the air these things are. This is not even on the flight deck. Pretty tall. I'd say there must be a good 80 feet from the top of that deck down below. It's a beautiful day out today. You can see all the way across the bay. Alright, I am back from the aircraft carrier, and all I did is lug radios up and down gangplanks all day, so I'm kind of tired. I kind of don't want to work on this. I'm wore out, but I told people I was going to bring it, so I got to do it. But since it's already pretty much in great condition, adding the audio input feature should be pretty easy. Here's the volume pot, and I think the last one of these I did, I think I fit the isolation transformer right down there. I think it just barely fits. Either that or it was here. Yeah, I think maybe it was here. And then we need to find a way to cut the IF signal, and I'm trying to remember which one of these it was. There's our 3 legs, so one of them is the top of the pot, and one is the ground. Where's this guy go? That looks like an IF can right there. It's not connected there. That might be the ground. What about this third one here? Where does that go? It joins up there. And that goes over to that cap, and that cap goes... That's why I hate PCB boards. Nope, I think... Damn it, I wish I could remember. Should have watched one of my old videos, but I'm too lazy to go do that. I think it's this. This is the IF lead signal, so we're going to make a little slice across it. And if we kill the signal, then that's where we'll attach our switch wire, and the switch wire will come out of the back cardboard case, or the back of the case with the cardboard. Blech! Like I said, I'm tired. So let me get out my isolation transformer parts and audio input parts, and we'll do that. Okay, so I've got my isolation transformer installed. I'm going to put some glue over the top of that to cover up all the connections there. But I've got my signal running through my Bluetooth. It's a very bassy speaker. This will be a nice sounding little radio. Anyway, time to button it up, put the switch in. Hopefully this set will be presentable for tomorrow. Alright, she's done, and I've got the music playing through it.
Okay, that's a lie, but the family's going to hear this song next week, so... She bought stuff that didn't sell last Christmas, or hadn't sold since who knows when. Damaged goods and used displays in the discontinued bin.
Again, big shout out to my home station, WDVX 89.9, WDVX.com. You can listen to them for free online via any number of streaming apps. Always happy to promote them. I think they do a great job. So anyway, this is a beautiful set. In fact, I like this so much. If someone does not pick this up tomorrow, I might have to buy it for myself. Very sweet looking little radio. Anyway, I'm probably going to continue this episode because I kind of mixed in a bunch of weird shit, like showing stuff for the show tomorrow. So we'll continue going on with this episode, but this is going tomorrow. Yay! All right, it is officially radio day. And the show gets going on in about an hour. I've got some things I need to do on board. So, time to go up the stupid gangplank for the 50 billionth time. All right, it is almost showtime. All right, here's a bunch of the stuff. Some of you guys might recognize a few of them because, like this guy, I put the dial glass in the wrong place. There we go, that's correct. It's the consoles. Setting up the video. Anyway, I bought myself a paddle because I'm going to be bidding on one or two of these guys. There's Dan, our sound man. All right, show gets under the road. Show gets underway in about 30 minutes.
Our next item is number 25. It is a Rembler 5565, created in 1949. It's an AM band, electronically stored and made in San Francisco. Hometown product. Opening bid is $100. $100 here. River flow, surely to the sea. So go. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too.
Theater of Thrills, the master of mystery and adventure, William M. Robeson.
We're in the business of keeping you in suspense. Find ourselves in a quandary at this time of the year. The elements of suspense, murder, mayhem, and macabre mischief are awkwardly out of place at this festival of peace and love. Yet that first Christmas was full of suspense. It was the problem of lodging for the delicate mother that chill evening when there was no room at the inn. And there was the great mystery when suddenly the star appeared in the east. Finally, there was the magnificent climax and happy ending when the three kings of the Orient arrived at last bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. We feel we cannot improve upon this tale, so we will be bringing you another. Along with our best wishes for a most Merry Christmas, listen then, as Mr. Raymond Burr stars in Out for Christmas, which begins in just a moment.
Here is actress Joan Bennett.
It's terrible to try and act with the dreadful cold. To feel better quickly, I take 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve nasty cold and stress.
Yes, tests of 4 leading cold tablets prove 4-way fastest acting of all. Amazing four-way starts in minutes to relieve aches, pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upsets.
Oh? Yeah. So, then I flew out for Christmas. Yeah, they did. Come on in. Good to see you, Joe. Good to see you, Charlie. Hey, what do you got there? Oh, that's an electric train, you know? Just a minute, I'll turn it off. Electric train? What for? They're parked outside, up on the roof.
Are they going to come down the chimney?
Yeah, sure.
Why don't you close dirty? Didn't the fire burn you, Santa?
Well, no, you see, it's an asbestos suit. Yeah, that's it. Now listen, you kids should go back to bed.
No, Santa, please.
I'm gonna go to the fever. Pretty amazing to think that this aircraft carrier is now considered small. This is about approximately a third of the size of a current aircraft carrier. These Essex class carriers are about 40,000 tons. The new ones are more like 110,000 tons to my understanding. Oh, well, we had a very long, successful day. A lot of people came out. My poor little truck is going to have to wheeze its way back with the stuff in the trailer. We're loading up everything. And I'll call it a day. We had a good radio day. If you're watching and you came out, thanks so much for your support. All right, well, this is kind of an unusual episode of Radio Ramen. Until the next time a radio comes across my bench, we'll see you next time. Adios, everybody. And depending on the time of year it is for you, this time of year, it's almost Christmas. So happy holidays wherever you might happen to be.